This week on the Salesforce Admins podcast, we're joined by Naveen Gabrani, founder of Astrea IT Services and longtime Salesforce ecosystem veteran. Now, Naveen sat down with us just a little bit before Dreamforce to share why Salesforce Foundations is a game changer for admins, offering multi-cloud access, a sleek modern UI, and best of all, it's free with enterprise or higher licenses. Now, if you've been curious about how to do more with what you already have, this episode's for you. Now, stay tuned and don't miss Naveen's tips, use cases, and insights from 30 years in tech and what he does after Dreamforce. So with that, let's get Naveen on the podcast. So Naveen, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, you are a string of presenters that we've had on the podcast over the last month. And today, when this episode comes out, it's the Thursday of Dreamforce. So I bet a lot of people probably listen to this on the plane flying home. But let's get started with a little bit about yourself, kind of how you got in Salesforce, how you got in the ecosystem. And then I want to talk to you more about what you're presenting at Dreamforce.
Great. So my name is Naveen Gabrani. I run a Salesforce partner company called Astrea IT Services. We are based in a place called Noida in India. So I have been running this company Astrea for about 15 years. So it's been a long time. It's been a fun journey. Before this, I used to work as a program manager with a large MNC. And so my total experience is more than 30 years.
Wow, that's a long time. I was going to say your company's a teenager.
Yeah.
That's been around for a while. Now at Dreamforce this year, which is today, but it could have been like a few days ago, depending on when you're listening to this. You talked about Salesforce Foundation. Get more from your org with Salesforce Foundations. Why was it so important for you to have admins understand how to get more from their org with Salesforce Foundations?
So Salesforce Foundations is one of the features that is less known, but it is extremely important feature. This was announced in last year, 2024 Dreamforce, and it's about 1 year now, but still it is not so well known. So I wanted to make it work towards making it more popular in the ecosystem.
Yeah. What have you done with Salesforce Foundations? What made you so passionate about it?
Sure. So let me talk a little bit more about what is Salesforce Foundations and why is it so important. So I would classify Salesforce Foundation as two different parts. One is a modern user interface, which is fun to use. And second is the access to multi-cloud. So let me talk about the user interface part first. Then let me get into the multi-cloud functionality. So, but before that, let me just talk who has access to Salesforce Foundation. So any customer that is using enterprise cloud or higher of Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, or Industry Cloud has access to Salesforce Foundation out of the box. The great thing about this is that it is completely free. You just need to enable it in your setup and then you are ready to go. Okay. So that is one of the wonderful things about Salesforce Foundation is that there is no cost involved in using it. Coming back to the user interface part, there are a few different things that are provided in the Salesforce Foundation user interface. One is all the apps are accessible on the left navbar in a very modern UI. And also for setup for admins, the most important features are available through a drop-down. So for example, managing users, you can just go to the top right and then access the most important features that you use every day. The third important feature of the new Salesforce Foundation user interface is access to a more modern homepage that will give you everything that you need the moment you land on the homepage. So that is the UI aspects of the Salesforce Foundation. The second part of Salesforce Foundation is the access to multi-cloud, which is more important actually. So let's say you are using Sales Cloud and you enable Salesforce Foundation. What it will give you is it will give you access to Service Cloud's essential features. It will also give you access to essential features of Marketing Cloud, Commerce Cloud, Data Cloud, and Agentforce. The reason it is called Salesforce Foundations is because it gives you the platform on which you can start building your Agentforce applications without paying anything extra. Okay, so let me just elaborate this multi-cloud features.
Yeah.
So let's just say that you are using Sales Cloud. Similar things are applicable for Service Cloud as well, but let's assume you are a Sales Cloud or CRM kind of customer. So main features of Service Cloud that will be available to you, to the users, are you have access to knowledge base. So the commonly occurring features are available to your users to, let's say, you can resolve the case using standard Salesforce knowledge features, even though you are just having the Sales Cloud license. You also have access to features like macros. So you can perform multiple tasks together by just clicking a single click. Okay. So that is some of the Service Cloud aspects that are available out of the box to Sales Cloud license with Foundations. The additional clouds that are available are Marketing Cloud and Commerce Cloud, Data Cloud, and Agentforce. So let me talk about Marketing Cloud next. So Marketing Cloud here is based on a flow-like interface. So it's based on top of flows. So you build journeys and you use flows to build your journeys. So let's say you want to send a mail today and send another mail after 2 days to a market segment. Then you can create email contents using an Experience Cloud kind of interface. And then you build your journey and set up the campaigns. And this is all included within Salesforce Foundations. Okay. So you have Sales Cloud, you're getting an essential version of Marketing Cloud for free, for no other charges. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is another big kind of bonus you get as part of Salesforce Foundation. The next is Commerce Cloud. So as part of your foundation license, we have access to one storefront. You already have products available as part of Sales Cloud. So we can use Experience Cloud interface, a drag and drop kind of functionality to build a professional looking user interface. And it's fairly easy to set up. So we can build an e-commerce site for our clients using Commerce Cloud and Salesforce Foundations. And this is, you can pretty much go live in a day. It's so easy to set up. There are some limitations on the number of transactions and the number of storefronts, etc. But that is, so the idea is if you are a very large company and you are exceeding those limits, then you work with your account manager and purchase additional transactions. Also included are Data Cloud and Agentforce. So before you, if you want to just learn Data Cloud or you want to check whether Agentforce is good for me or not, then the idea is you can set it up in your Sales Cloud or Service Cloud org, try it out, test it out, set it up everything. And then when you are satisfied with it, only then you buy it. So basic advantage of Salesforce Foundations is that you try everything. When you're satisfied, only then go ahead and make a purchase. So that in a nutshell is various aspects that come out of the box without any charges when you have just a Sales Cloud or Service Cloud Enterprise or higher license.
Yeah, I know we did. I was just looking back, and I did a podcast with Eddie Cliff, who at the time was the product manager for Salesforce Foundations. And of course, I think the benefit of everything we were talking about was it's such a simplified area to go to, so that you're turning on all the right things and you're not really having to hop around and set up.
Definitely. That is the interface part of it. Everything is like the most easy to access aspects of the platform for end user or for admin are available at one place.
Yeah. What you've mentioned, you've been in the tech ecosystem for 30 years and at your company for 15. In terms of, if you had to stack rank really cool features that Salesforce has come out with, where on your list would Foundations fall?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Well, I did tell you there might be a few hard questions, every now and then.
Yeah, there's so many different things and it's difficult to compare. The big thing about foundation is obviously the access to so many different things, and it's free. I'm not aware of any great Salesforce product that is available free of cost. So that is one thing that I really like about foundations. And obviously the things that are extremely popular are, like, because I'm from development background, I like Apex a lot. It pretty much, we never have to say no to a client. We never say no for any requirements because we know that we have flows, we have Apex, and we can handle it. So those are
Yeah.
those are a couple of other favorite things that I have.
Do you find when you're working with clients that you use Foundations more often to turn on like Marketing Cloud and Commerce Cloud, or do you use it to or is it when they're expanding from Sales Cloud to Service Cloud, or
For now, the focus has been on Agentforce because
ah,
that is the buzz in the market. But I think Marketing Cloud and Commerce Cloud are are going to be equally popular with time. But for now, you know, Agentforce is on everybody's mind, and sometimes clients are not convinced, so they want to give it a try and see a demo before they make a decision, and that's where Salesforce Foundation comes in.
well, sure, you got to test drive the car before you buy it, right?
Exactly.
What are you excited about for Dreamforce this year besides your session on Salesforce Foundations?
I'm kind of a veteran. I have been to Dreamforce, I think 7 or 8 times. I've spoken a few times. And so, I mean, you make so many friends in the ecosystem over the years. So the biggest thing for me is just to make sure that I get time to meet my customers, meet my friends in the ecosystem, meet my partners. So those are kind of the networking aspects of the conference that has long term, that has helped us a lot in the as a company historically. So because we are virtual, living in a far off place, and the clients are in the US or elsewhere in the Western world, Dreamforce is the place. It's like a get together. So we get to meet them, build relationships, and then those relationships help us out through rest of the year.
Yeah, no, I could totally understand that. So, most people that are going to listen to this episode are probably listening to it after Dreamforce because it comes out the Thursday of Dreamforce, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, I got to run to this session and I got to go to this place and get this food because San Francisco has a
Sure.
lot of food." And I'd be
Yes.
remiss if I don't talk about food on my podcast, even though it's a non-food podcast. But my question to you: you've been to a lot of Dreamforces and you've been in the ecosystem for a long time. What is the most important thing that you do after Dreamforce?
So my goal is that I try to summarize a couple of things. One is summarize the key announcements
Uh-huh.
and like whatever I have learned, some like interesting things. So I meet a lot of vendors. I go to booths. I spend time in the expo. I listen to a few keynotes and get a feel of the new features that are coming in. I look at a few Salesforce demos. I also attend a few sessions. I try to mix and match and do many different things. So at the end of the show, I have a fair idea about what are the new things that the platform is announcing. And I try to publish a blog on that these are my learnings so that the people who are not able to attend get to see that. That is one. Second is just like an acknowledgement mail to all the people that I have met, kind of summarizing our discussions. So those are
Yeah.
the two things that I do while it's fresh in my mind.
Well, and I think you have a lot of people have a long plane ride home. I'd love for you to remember back to your first Dreamforce. If you could do your first Dreamforce differently, what would you have done?
The first one, I think what happened was that people I booked a lot of lot of sessions,
Uh-huh.
and that's so I didn't just like spend some time in the expo in looking at demos and all. I was trying to attend like session from morning to evening, and your brain gets exhausted, and like so that was probably not a good idea. That's what I learned. So I try to
Yeah.
keep my schedule somewhat free now.
Yeah. I I I appreciate that as somebody who manages a lot of sessions with a lot of great content for you to have gone to. I was thinking back to my first Dreamforce, and I remember one of the best things I did was like, if I got to a session early, I just sat down and kind of just, chit chatted with the people around me because we were all there to kind of learn the same thing. And
Sure.
you meet some really fun people, and as long, of course, this was, I feel like 100 years ago. So I also remember that was one of the first Dreamforce. I was walking around with an iPad, and people were like, "Whoa, you're taking notes on an iPad." Ugh, I felt like I was so in the future at that time.
Yeah. How things have changed in the last 10, 15 years.
Right? Exactly. Naveen, I appreciate you coming on the podcast and talking about foundations. I know I've covered this topic before, but it's really cool. The UI is super intuitive and helpful for admins. And I love that you've been in the ecosystem for a long time and are still coming to Dreamforce and still pointing out new things and inspiring people all the time.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, Mike, for having me.
Big thanks to Naveen for joining us and shedding light on Salesforce Foundations. Whether you're helping users with a streamlined interface or testing out Agentforce before you commit, Foundations gives us admins a powerful, no-cost way to do more with our org. Now, don't forget to check out Naveen's post-Dreamforce blog, wrap-ups, and keep an eye on what's next in the ecosystem. He is out there presenting a lot of things. So until next time, we'll see you in the cloud.